Hello, everyone. Welcome back. I'm back. I don't know if you guys can see me or not. I think there I am. I am trying to go live on my computer for the first time. Not the first time, actually. Happy Wednesday. Welcome to the messy middle where life meets purpose. Okay, so I have decided that this is the new series of what I wanted to do. I have been doing a Messy Middle newsletter for my community for a while now, and I think I really like the Wednesday idea. And I figured I am going to start a live video series every Wednesday where I'm going to talk about the messy middle, right? Where life meets purpose, and share just a little bit more of the wellness tips and lifestyle tips that I have encountered and why it's important to me, and kind of like maybe tell you some stories and tell you some experiences of things that are that are happening and that maybe possibly can help you. Because here's the thing: life knocks us on our butt quite a bit, right? You can lose your job, you can get ill, you can have you lose your friends, you have accidents, you just, there's so many things. Drop in the comments right now, if you can, some of the things that have knocked you around a little bit, right? There's a ton. I mean, there's some people who are high and jumping and super excited all the time, and then there's a lot of people who are not really feeling all the feels these days and are really having a hard time to kind of get out of it. And I'm going to tell you, I have gotten a really good feeling of how this is and what this is all about, especially with my family now being struck with the COVID and the quarantine as well, and the fears that came with my husband being in the hospital and, all those things. And this, if I can pause here for a second and kind of talk a little bit about the whole last year, because this day, today, last year is when I had my kids uprooted and basically left my husband here and took my kids to go to Germany. And many of you have followed me then, and many of you know that my mother had cancer, and that when we suddenly left here, we moved over there for 6 months to take care of her and to kind of be there with her for the end of her life, as well as help my family over there to get situated and do the things. So it was quite the year. We quickly uprooted and left everything we knew behind. My kids left their father behind for 6 months. We went over there, set up shop, been in quarantine there, 2 weeks in a foreign country. You can imagine how tricky it was, okay? Because, I mean, and maybe this is why I feel so much gratitude right now, because here, today, I have to say that it wasn't hard. I was doing Instacart orders, and I would get all the food and all the things that I needed delivered to my doorstep within 2 hours. But let me tell you, that was not the case in Germany. Let me tell you that it took a little while for anybody to show up and give us food. And I have to say, very, very blessed to have had Amazon to deliver most of the things that I needed over there. But mostly, I would have to say that because at that time when we came to Germany, my parents were not there. It was literally me and my girls coming into an empty house. And because we were flying, we were in quarantine, so nobody was able to visit us or see us, or we were not able to go to the store or anything like that. So 2 weeks literally just by myself and the girls, with nothing other than my phone, my internet, and whatever resources my brain was giving me, right? So there you go. That's what I've had going on for me. And that was basically 1 year ago. And then, yes, we were dealing with my mom and all that stuff. And then unfortunately in December, she passed away. So we were having to experience all of these things having the first Christmas without her, then my birthday over there, then the whole coming back, in April we came back to the States. That was another heartbreaking, life-changing things, right? So why do I tell you guys all these things? Like, I'm going to tell you that this whole last year was such a roller coaster, and it has opened the awareness for me, to my strength and my powers internally, right? For myself. I have become very aware of what my limitations are and what I can actually do and how powerful I really actually am. And I have learned with the help of my mentors to really harness that and work on habits and work on behaviors and work on consciousness and work on spiritual mindset and so on and so forth, for me to help my family. And through that, and I always knew that I wanted to do more, and I always knew that I that I was destined to do more, right? I mean, I would be this kid who was like this dreamer who always had these great ideas, and people would be like, down boy, like, just settle your horses a little bit, wrangle that unicorn. And I would always be the kid who just like had all these big ideas. Anyway, long story short, now I know why that is. It's because my strength can help other people. Lifestyle coaching is my passion, okay? And why is it my passion? It is because I love helping people. I love fighting for people. I've always done that. Since I'm a little girl, I have been fighting for people. Unfortunately, at that time, like, you fight for people who really don't necessarily want to be fought for, right? There are some people who don't want to be fought for. There are some people who you are trying to help and they don't want to have the help. And I had to go through these hard lessons of learning, like, I'd be this person who would always say, like, let me help you, I know how there's a better way. And I had to go through all these hard lessons to kind of figure out that not everybody wants to be helped, and B, not everyone needs the help, because there's obviously also some people who are way more advanced than where I'm at, right? Hence my messy middle. Like, I am not in the beginning of my journey and I am nowhere finished. So I am in the middle of this journey, of this health journey, of this fitness journey, of this lifestyle journey, because my life is literally, hopefully, in the middle. I am 45 years old right now, and if I can make it to 90 at least, that will be fantastic. So yes, messy middle seems just fitting. Now, why do I say purpose? The purpose actually is, you guys, because I have witnessed with the death of my mother and the resentment that she felt in the end. And I've witnessed with many women in that age group, and not just women, also men, but really kind of many people have resentment, and they feel like they haven't fulfilled all of their things yet, right? Midlife crisis. People call things a midlife crisis. I really don't think it's a midlife crisis. I think it is just the awareness comes in that age group that you may not be where you wanted to be. Like, when we are children, we have had those dreams, and people would take them as as like childish dreams, like, don't worry about it, right? That kind of thing. Then you get into career, then you get into like trying to go for it. You build your house, you do the things, you have your babies, all that stuff. Then in your 30s you kind of settle, and then in your 40s you're almost like, that's it? Was that it? And then when you have that was that it moment, it's like some of us say, yeah, that's it, and we're gonna stay there, and some of us say, no, this really wasn't what I wanted to do. Now, some do not get the some cannot slingshot back into a better lifestyle, right? And it's because it's not easy. Building habits Sometimes we have generational patterns where we are growing up in a certain environment, and that's those habits and health, things that we are taking over, the kinds of food we are eating, the way how we are being brought up, the way we are thinking about money, the way we are thinking about relationships. All these things are coming up when we are children and how we are being raised, right? Now, you start your life out, you do all those things, and eventually, you want to maybe change, but you're kind of now being hidden with that shame monster, you guys, okay? That's where it gets really messy, because when you are with the shame monster, right, the shame of maybe you made some mistakes in the previous years, maybe you are having doubts now, maybe you're having fear, maybe you're not really sure, are you going to be able to make it? Maybe by the 40s you are already hit with illness. Maybe you are pre-diabetic. Maybe you have maybe you're overweight. Maybe you have, Crohn's disease or any kind of gut issues. And oh my gosh, let's talk not about gut issues, right? Because here's the fact: how many of you are so afraid of talking about gut issues? Right? I mean, how many of you are not wanting to publicly say these things? And I don't blame you, because in this society, we are out there and we are putting ourselves up to be judged, right? We are putting ourselves out there, and everyone is trying to portray this great image, this amazing, online persona, or this amazing in-person persona. But what's really missing to navigate the messy middle, the life, is connection with people, connection with friends who are real, okay? And these connections, they can be online and they can be offline, right? Let me take a quick drink. So the online connections, yes, you could say that when you have an online relationship, those are not real. I'm gonna have to tell you that out of my experience working in an online business and just being on social media like that, and not just working in online business, friends, my upbringing was in a different country. So I mean, my best friend, I am still talking to her every Sunday over the phone. We haven't seen each other, and then the other two best friends I have, I Zoom with them now every Thursday, right? Or Monday, no, Tuesday, we just changed it. So, we are Zooming together and stuff. I have to have online relationships with these people. Yes, I knew them from earlier in my life, but it's kind of like you have to have and use online and social media as a tool to continue the connection. Okay, so continuing the connection, that is what you can build online. You get to meet people. If you are secure within yourself, you can really figure out, is that a good person? Is that not a good person? Is that somebody you like? Is that not somebody you like? Can you click? Can you not click, right? But community is so important. Community and connection, and then taking it from an online into an offline, or being on the phone, have conversations with people, those kind of things. Because here's what's happened. When I got sick with COVID last week, I felt so much love from my community that I felt really supported. And it could have been a very, very scary, very, very lonely thing. And yes, one of the things is that when Facebook could be gone, I'm sure that many people would be freaking out, and out of the sudden are left with nothing, okay? Because we need to make sure that when we're using Facebook and Instagram and online services in general, that we are really connecting, and that we are really taking that to another level, that we are opening up to the people that have the right values, the same values, and so on and so forth. So you have to be authentic, right? In this messy middle, friends, and I'll tell you right now, this is so important, that you are finding a tribe, whoever it is, that you're finding people that you can open up to, that you can talk things through with, that can nudge you in the right direction. And the right people, I'm telling you, the right people are going to lift you up and not knock you down. There's too many people who have this belief that that everyone is going to knock you down. Everyone is in competition with you. Everyone is going to want bad for you, and that is simply not the truth, guys. I mean, that is a belief and mindset that I kind of was blessed to not have. I guess I would say I am too naive in that matter. I'm always kind of walking in and assuming all the good with people, and then yes, sometimes you get burned a little bit, but then my mentor has shown me how to just be grateful for this. If you get burned by somebody, then you say thank you so much. I mean, I went through an ugly divorce also, and it's kind of like, thank you so much for showing me the things. Thank you so much for showing me who you are. If you want to block me online, thank you so much for sorting yourself out, because I am letting you know that there's love and connection and that there's people there who really genuinely care. It's not only about selling things, guys. If I would only be here for selling stuff, right, because I am a spammerella or whatever, if I would only be here to sell stuff, then I wouldn't be giving so much free stuff away. My Health VIP community, the Facebook group, which you can see, thank you, Marie, thank you so much, I feel good. So the Health VIP community, that is the place where I want to grow that messy middle community, that community of people who are going to be show up for one another. You know, that's my vision. That's what I would love to do. And here is why. Some people can't change their lifestyle on their own. They are stuck in generational curses. They are stuck in environmental situations, whether or not there's not enough money, or there is not enough time, or there's not enough resources with childcare, or there's not enough resources and knowledge, or any of those things, right? I mean, it can be a number of things. It can be almost everything. Hence the messy middle, right? Everyone has a different backpack to carry for themselves, right? But here's what I do know, that if a tribe comes together, what happens is in this tribe, there's always someone who knows. So if you are courageous enough to open yourself up and involve yourself and encourage and be encouraging in there, you are going to find resources from somebody who's going to know. And you know, this is how I managed to get through a lot of my stuff, is asking questions, being curious. If I don't know, who knows? Who can teach me that? How do I know? Right? I'm always learning. I'm always looking at stuff. I'm always trying to find out who knows what I don't know. Okay? And then I connect with them, and then they help me and I help them, and it just one hand washes the other. One for all and all for one, you guys. Okay, so messy middle, it is essential for people to connect, to build community, to be part of something bigger than themselves, right? It is absolutely essential. Habits and healthy lifestyle is essential, okay? Don't wait until you are going to be sick. You are going to be sick, and you are not going to be able to change anymore. At some point, my mother, when she out of the sudden had that cancer, she couldn't change anymore. She was diagnosed with stage 4. There was no warning signs. There was nothing. There was no things. She went to the doctors, all the stuff, and out of the sudden, bam, stage 4 ovarian cancer, you guys. And that can happen to all of us. But here's what happens in the years prior to her diagnosis. She was very stressed. She was feeling overwhelmed a lot. She would master life to the best of her ability, chasing perfectionism, I would say. And I feel like that in theory, and this is where it really becomes essential, in theory, people know what to do. The resources are there. Everybody knows how to go on Google, and everybody knows how to look and type up, I need to lose this fat because, I need to do this lifestyle because, I need to stop eating sugar because, everyone knows that, okay? What we don't know is how are we gonna be able to do this consistently, okay? Because if we're doing it for a week, it's not going to change. But if we are going to do it consistently, it will change. If we are doing things regularly, it will change. Now, how do we do that? If we are not somebody who's consistent, generally, You will not do it alone. You need a tribe. You need a community. You need people around you. You need somebody to link arms with you. You guys, even in business, right? I have wonderful business partners. I have wonderful friends who are also doing online businesses, and no, they're not with the same company that I am. You know, some of them are, but some of them are not. And it's because you need to have people who can call you out lovingly and say, listen, you're not showing up as your best self, or you're not doing this, or you're not doing that, and you need to, because that is good for you. Okay? And that's why you need to have a coach or a community or something other than yourself. Now here's why you should be doing it. Okay? Don't wait until you're diagnosed with something. It's too late then. Now, preventative is when you can actually do something about it. Okay? Now, here's the fact. When you are, and this was what I was presented with on one of my coachings, I was asked to picture my funeral. And I know this is a little bit scary to think about, but I was dared to picture my funeral. And at that point, I was really sad. I was getting really sad because I was thinking to myself, like, okay, well, my kids are not really at that point felt like they knew me, or like they were still little, and I didn't feel like I showed up the way how I wanted to show up as a mom. I didn't feel like I was good enough to my friends at that time. I didn't feel like I was making meaningful connections to the point that I should have. You know, all that stuff, right? So the first moment when I started realizing this warm flush of shame overcame me, right? And that's where people usually stop. When they see something becoming uncomfortable, they're usually stopping because that shame feeling is so uncomfortable. But here's the fact. If you decide to lean into that shame feeling, if you decide to get in and say, you know what? It's okay. I can't change the past anymore, but I can change the future. And right now, I am in the messy middle, you guys. I am in the messy middle. I can turn this into purpose because now I am deciding I want to show up best. I want to be there, and I want to take as many people with me as I possibly can. Because you know what? You deserve it, and everyone you know deserves it, and everyone I know deserves it, and all the people that I haven't met yet also deserve health and happiness, right? We all do that, okay? And this has nothing to do with standing on a soapbox. This has nothing to do with, you know, trying to make money or anything else. This has everything to do with the fact that I've seen death, and that I have seen people struggling, and that I have seen people being diagnosed. And I'll tell you, like, even with the diagnosis of my husband now, I am so grateful that we have been already living a really good lifestyle, and now I needed to just make a couple very easy adjustments for him, okay? Instead of him eating 50 portion sizes, sorry hubby if you're looking or listening, you know, now it's, you know, we have 1 cup of pasta and not 10, you know, that kind of stuff. It's like the food itself, and this is the thing, the food itself is not necessarily bad, but the habits are bad, and the inconveniences and stuff is bad, and the lifestyle is bad, but it's something you can fix, okay? It's something you can fix. So here's what's happening. I have a newsletter going out with all the stuff that I have posting, like here's something in this group, here's something on my YouTube channel, here's something. I have a newsletter going out to my tribe, to my community every week. I'm going to have a live video every week, which I then post on my YouTube channel. So if you have not been on my YouTube channel, please hop on over there, subscribe, so you're going to get notified. Because you know what, in this live where we have 50,000 different things happening, we get so clustered, and that is the number one problem these days, aside from connection or lack thereof, actually, is the lack of focus. You guys, the lack of focus. I tell you, once you can focus, okay, on the things that are important to you, the big rocks. What do you want in your life? When you have worked through that, that you really understand what is that fills your cup, what makes you happy, right? And you have learned how to do time management, you are going to be able to put these things into your day, every single day. And that's when you start learning how to live every single day as it was your last. I snuggle my children every single day because it's important to me. I play with them every single day because it's important to me. I cook every single day because I want everybody to have, home cooked meals, right? That's my stuff. You don't have to have my things. You can have other things. But the system, how to create this lifestyle, how to work around it is the right one. Okay, the way to work. And then when you have that worked out for you, you are not going to be sitting in the end of your life and say, I wish I would have done these things. I wish I would have gone camping. I wish I would have gone traveling more. I wish, this and this. Once you know that this is what you want to do, you can start putting a plan in place and figure out how to get there, okay? Goal setting from here to here, what's in the middle? All these things can happen. Okay, I think this is probably the longest live that I have done in a while. But I promise you guys, I will make sure that I'm going to put a lot of content in going forward into Wednesdays. This is what I want to do. Wednesdays, 7:30 or 7:15, between 7:15 and 7:30 p.m. is when I'm going to go live right before my training, I figured. And, if you want to catch it later in the replay, go ahead and hop over to my YouTube channel. It's on the side. Subscribe, please. Subscribe on the YouTube channel, please. And yes, I hope to see you. If you want to, by the way, if you want to get the cooking videos, make sure that you are going in my link on the top of the profile here and just hop on my email list, okay? That way you're going to not miss anything, because here's what's happening. There's a lot of free content that I am sharing, from cooking videos to fitness challenges to anything that really helps you live a healthier lifestyle, right? And we are gearing up to the end of this year to really change our lifestyle cooking wise, holiday edition from in November and December, to how you live healthy even with the holidays. Okay, how are you, because obviously now we have a diabetic in the family, so I have to really make sure we have good diabetic food options and so on and so forth. So that's one of the things. And then coming January, I have something really interesting cooking for anybody who has gut issues and really wants to take their nutrition and health to the next level. But that is coming in January. So there's a lot of stuff happening in my community within the next few months, and I want you to hop on there. I want you to be part of it. And money is not an excuse, because all of that stuff is for free. If you happen to decide to want to have more coaching with me, that's available, obviously. If you want to have more nutrition for your health and learn a little bit more about that, that's available. But you don't have to do any of that. You can start today, so there's no excuses. So, messy middle, life meets purpose. Okay? Life happens to every one of us. We are always going to have something happening to us. But when the purpose is right, when the purpose of living a life that is happy and without regrets, and when the purpose is right to create a lifestyle that you enjoy versus just dread, right? When you're creating a purpose for yourself, that's when the messy middle of life hits purpose, and it's gonna become sweet and amazing and happy and all the things. So leave me a comment and watch, if you watch this, hashtag replay, whatever you want to say to me. I will hope to see you all soon.